What if one small decision, a simple act you do every day, turned out to be the last thing you ever did? For one man, the simple act of turning off a light switch sealed his fate forever. Late on the night of 26 June 2016, a young man named Dishit Zariwala returned home with his wife. Tired from a long day, they were ready for bed. But then, Dishit remembered something simple. He had forgotten to turn off the parking light. He told his wife he'd be back in a minute. He went downstairs, but he would never come back up. Minutes later, a phone call was made to the Surat police. The message was chilling. Dishit Zariwala had been murdered. What looked like a simple robbery gone wrong would soon unravel into a story of love, betrayal, and a meticulously planned crime. The people involved had reasons far darker than just money. So, let's uncover the shocking truth behind the murder of Dishit Zariwala. Dishit Zariwala was just 23 years old, a successful textile mill owner living the dream in Surat, India. He lived in a beautiful bungalow in a high-class area called the Surjan Society. He was the perfect son, caring, obedient, and a brilliant businessman. He loved his family more than anything. His family, seeing how well he was doing, decided it was time for him to get married. Dishit agreed, and in January 2013, he had an arranged marriage with a beautiful 20-year-old girl named Welsi. Both families were thrilled. Welsi's family was happy she married into such a good home, and Dishit's family was happy because he really liked Welsi. Since it was an arranged marriage, Dishit and Welsi didn't know each other very well at first. But they were trying. They spent a lot of time together, going out for dinner and getting to know one another. Slowly but surely, they were building a life. And soon, they had wonderful news. In 2014, Welsi gave birth to a baby girl they named Fiona. Dishit and his family were on top of the world. Their small family was growing, and life seemed perfect. Fast forward to 26 June 2016. Fiona is now a year and a half old. Life for the Zariwala family is busy but happy. Dishit and his father are focused on their business, while Welsi and her mother-in-law take care of little Fiona. On this particular day, Dishit's parents were away on vacation. Welsi decided to take Fiona to visit her own parents. So, around 9 a.m., she left for her family's house, and Dishit went to his office. Later that night, after finishing his work, Dishit picked up Welsi and Fiona from his in-laws' house. They had dinner there and returned home around 11 p.m. But they weren't the only ones heading to their house that night. At that very moment, a rickshaw with two men inside was circling their neighborhood. The rickshaw driver was confused. He kept asking the men where they wanted to go, but they just told him, "Keep driving around." The driver felt something was odd, but he did as they said. Suddenly, a silver Honda Jazz drove past them. One of the passengers in the rickshaw pointed at the car and told the driver, "Follow that car." The Honda Jazz parked at the Zariwala bungalow. Dishit, Welsi, and little Fiona got out and went inside. Inside, the family went up to their bedroom on the first floor. As Welsi was putting Fiona to sleep, Dishit suddenly remembered the parking light. "I'll be back in 5 minutes," he told Welsi, and went downstairs. Welsi was busy with Fiona. 5 minutes passed. Then 10. She realized Dishit still hadn't come back. She called his name. There was no answer. A sense of fear started creeping in. She walked towards the stairs to go down and check on him. But what she saw at the bottom of the stairs made her blood run cold. There was Dishit, looking terrified. A knife was pressed against his throat, and two men stood behind him in the dark. Wellesley instantly understood they were robbers. The men forced Dishit back upstairs into the bedroom. Panicking, Wellesley thought the only way to survive was to give them what they wanted. She quickly took off all her jewelry and handed it over. She hoped they would just take the valuables and leave. But they didn't. Instead, the robbers grabbed Wellesley and Fiona and locked them in the bathroom. Dishit was still with them. From inside the bathroom, Wellesley could hear her husband begging for his life. She screamed, she cried, praying they wouldn't hurt him. And then, silence. Dishit's voice was gone. The robbers' voices were gone. Terrified, Wellesley somehow managed to break the bathroom window. She stuck her head out and screamed for help, hoping anyone would hear her. And someone did. Around 11:45 p.m., neighbors heard her cries and rushed into the house. When they entered the bedroom, they were met with a horrific sight. The bed was covered in blood. And lying in the middle of it was the lifeless body of Dishit Zariwala. When Wellesley was rescued, she was in complete shock. The man she had just shared dinner with was gone forever. She kept fainting, completely broken by what had happened. When the police arrived, they checked the CCTV footage. It clearly showed two men entering the house. It looked like a robbery. But as they investigated further, things started to feel wrong. The police noticed several strange things. First, red chili powder was scattered on the kitchen and bedroom floor. Why? Robbers sometimes use it to distract dogs or people, but there was no chili powder on Dishit's body. It made no sense. Second, the robbers knew Dishit's parents were away. So why did they wait for Dishit and Wellesley to come home? They could have easily robbed the empty house during the day. Third, if they were robbers, why did they only take Wellesley's jewelry? They didn't touch the expensive gold ring on Dishit's finger or his gold chain. They left other valuables in the house. And the biggest question of all, why did they kill only Dishit? They conveniently locked Wellesley and her daughter in the bathroom, unharmed. Why leave witnesses behind? Then, the police discovered the most crucial clue. Remember how Dishit went downstairs to turn off the parking light? The police found a switch for that same light right inside their bedroom. He didn't need to go downstairs at all. So why did he? The police were starting to suspect this wasn't a random robbery. And their suspicions started pointing in one direction, Wellesley. But she looked like a grieving widow. Could she be involved? The police went back to the CCTV footage and focused on the mysterious rickshaw. They found the driver, who remembered that night perfectly. He even remembered the faces of the two men. He gave the police two names, Suketu Modi and his driver, Dhirendra Chauhan. But who was Suketu Modi? This is where the entire case turned upside down. Suketu was Wellesley's cousin. And that wasn't all. Police discovered that years ago, before she married Dishit, Wellesley and Suketu were in a secret relationship. Her family found out, disapproved, and quickly arranged her marriage to Dishit to separate them. Suketu also got married soon after. For a while, they kept their distance. But then, they reconnected on social media. The old feelings came rushing back. They started talking for hours, realizing they were still in love and wanted to be together. But there was one person standing in their way, Dishit. Instead of asking for a divorce, Welsi and Suketu allegedly made a deadly plan. They decided that to be together, Dishit had to be removed from the picture permanently. The robbery was just a cover story. The evidence started pouring in. The police found Dishit's car abandoned a kilometer away, with the same red chili powder inside. They found Welsi's jewelry with Suketu and Dishit's phone with Dhirendra. With 108 witnesses, including the rickshaw driver, the police were sure that justice for Dishit was guaranteed. But they were wrong. On 30th June 2016, Welsi, Suketu, and Dhirendra were arrested. The case went to trial. It seemed open and shut. But then, the unbelievable happened. In court, Welsi refused to identify the jewelry found on Suketu, claiming it wasn't hers. The main witness, the rickshaw driver, changed his story, saying he wasn't sure if the men in his rickshaw were the killers. Despite all the evidence, after just 3 years, all 3 accused were found not guilty and set free. Today, they are living their lives as free people. But Dishit's family lost a loving and talented son. And a little girl named Fiona lost her father forever. Dishit was a good man. He loved his family, his wife, and his child. He was the kind of person who likely would have granted a divorce if asked. But a dark secret and a terrible plan cut his life short. The case of Dishit Zariwala is a chilling reminder that things are not always what they seem, and sometimes justice remains just out of reach. Share your thoughts in the comments below. What case should we explore next? Thank you for joining us as we delved into the murder story of Dishit. Until next time, stay safe.